Alright, y'all, we are back for Bachelor with B, season 24, Peter Weber's season. This is for episode 3, recap, review, whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't really care. But we're going to have some fun today. This episode was kind of boring, but also I kind of loved it because of all the pageant stuff that was going on. So first we had Victoria's one-on-one date, then we might as well call it Alea's season of The Bachelor because the whole rest of the show was basically had to do with Alea. But let's dig deep into everything that went on and really dissect how crazy I think this is going to affect the rest of the season. We finally got to see more of Victoria P, and her one-on-one date was so cute. I was a little annoyed that she didn't get more of like a glam day, and it was like boot scooting boogie dancing at the saloon into town square, but that's okay. They look like they had a really good time. One of the things I've liked so far about Victoria's like style on the show is she dresses really simple, but she like looks really, really, really good. So a lot of the girls are trying hard, I feel like. In Victoria, like she wore jeans and a cami, and I was like, wait, this is really cute. And I think she put on a jacket before she left the house, but it was just super cute. I liked that. Trendy. It was easy to look at, but it was also still like fashion forward. I like that. Now, the date itself, like I said, was super cute at the little dance club or whatever, saloon thingy, two-stepping. As y'all can tell, that's not my gig. I don't go to those places. But they had a good time, so who cares? Then, when they had their little dinner, that was, for me, one of my favorite one-on-ones that I've ever seen. It was so adorable. They really, really connected. You got to see Victoria get a little bit emotional, kind of like how we saw in her intro vid she got for the first episode. And I liked that because it wasn't getting emotional about Peter. She was getting emotional about her actual life. And I feel like a lot of the girls so far that have cried are crying over drama and how they feel about their relationship with Peter, not crying from a genuine, like, something that's happened to them. So I love that we're getting to see more of Victoria. I loved getting to hear about how she took care of her little sister. I even got a little emotional while watching it. It was really, really cute. However, my hope for Victoria, one, if she's not Peter's wife, she better be the Bachelorette because I love seeing her on my TV. I love getting to know her. I love how serious she takes every step of this. But if she doesn't win, I also hope she doesn't make it to hometowns because I don't want Peter to come home, meet her sister. I'm not sure if her mother's still alive. And I don't think she talked about her mother passing. She talked about her father passing when she was little, and she said her mother struggled with addiction. I'm assuming she's still alive, so I hope that Peter doesn't go home with her, meet her family, her little sister that she considers, you know, basically like raising, and then break her heart. Especially because you can tell that Victoria, when she loves hard, and I don't want her to lose out, you know, if Peter doesn't pick her on her chance of being the Bachelorette because she's just not over him. And I think that if he were to come home, meet her family, and her really take that step in the relationship, that after that, I think it'll take a long time for Victoria to heal. And maybe it's going to anyway. I don't know that, but that's just sort of my speculation on how I'm seeing how she operates. But the date was really cute. I was really happy she got a one-on-one this early. While all the other girls are still there, we really got to see Victoria shine. And so far, she hasn't really been in any drama. I guess she kind of does in this episode, but truthfully, I felt like she was the most genuine part of the entire process in this drama that happens with Alea. I'm excited to see more of her, and I hope she and Peter continue falling in love and that she is happy if they don't make it, and that she has a chance to find that someone because I really believe that she deserves it. We finally also got Demi back. Demi is a national treasure. Nobody can convince me otherwise. I hope one day she gets her own fucking whole spinoff, you know, whatever. I would love to see her on my TV at all times. Ridiculously at all times. I actually really want her to be a bartender with Wells on Paradise because I think she'd be the most fun ever. Their life advice that the two of them would give would be insane. But anyway, okay, so group date. These girls, I still think it's funny to me that some of the girls don't get a group date or a one-on-one. It kind of like, obviously you're just not a girl. But then he picks them to stay, so whatever. It's weird. But the pillow fight looked like fun until these girls got raunchy. I thought it was funny when Kelly said, who wants to see their attorney in lingerie? I thought that was funny because it just kind of like showed once again that she's one of the 6 girls that has a real job, not just Instagram. But I feel like she was kind of like, how do I say this without sounding like a dick? I think she kind of took it less seriously. Like, it's all just fun. It's just supposed to be fun. And I think it kind of got in her head like, I'm better than this, which is fine, but like, you knew what you signed up for. Overall, I thought the date was fun. I was real confused when Alea won the date. I didn't really think she was top 2 whenever they chose the final 2. I was like, for sure, Sydney's gonna get it. I don't know who the other one is, but it wasn't Alea for me. Then whenever they actually fought the final 2, I was like, okay, Sydney won. And then Alea won. Weird. I did think it was funny when Sydney was like, people like Alea just win things in this world. Alea made it seem like she's like the biggest deal in pageants ever, but she didn't make the top 15 at Miss USA. So, just saying. She was a fan favorite though, so I guess that's cool. Sydney's attitude was really a turn off for me though. She just automatically went from like 0 to 100. I don't like this girl. I've never liked this girl. I've never wanted to like this girl. Like, it just got really into it really, really quickly. But whatever. Peter and Alea had their little moment. Then this is where we got deep in the drama, mama. They went to their little, you know, after party for the group date. Just the girls on the group date. And Sydney is like, so do you work? To Alea. And you could see in Alea's eyes that she was like, did this bitch just... Yes, I have 3 jobs. And then they get into, Sydney has her little time with Peter and she's talking about, you know, I think some girls turn it on for the cameras, yada, yada, yada. I will say for Alea, I think how she was acting was taken a little bit out of context because, like, living in, you know, pageant world, interviews where it started to really matter a few years ago of, like, if you have a bad interview, you can be the prettiest one on the stage and pull everything off. If you can't speak well, like, you're done for. So I think she just knows that, like, more happens for me whenever I have this, I don't want to say facade, but I have this part of me just turned up a little bit. I don't really think she always did it in front of the cameras when like Peter was around. She more or less just like wasn't going to get caught by the cameras looking a fool, so to speak. When the camera was around, she wanted to be presentable. If she was going to be on TV, she wants to look good on TV. Who wants to look bad on TV? I don't care what you say about if they're there for the right reasons or whatnot. Nobody wants to look bad on TV. And if you do, good for you, but I'm not impressed by that. So, whatever. However, she goofed. Alea goofed when she said, there was a little clip where she said, oh honey, I know how to turn it on. Girl, you just put a whole ass target on your back. Robin Hood, bow and arrow, right to the back. Katniss Everdeen. You fucked up, girl. And they came for it later on. I was also tired of hearing her say pilot wife life. That was the most dumb-ass Pinterest quote that I've ever heard. I was over it. But I do think that she meant well, and her and Peter obviously had a connection. I didn't realize how strong of a connection until Peter was like, I do have feelings for you. And she was like, I thought you forgot about me. And he was like, I promise I haven't forgot about you. So then I was kind of like, oh, maybe they do have a little something that we haven't seen, you know, every aspect of. Because she hasn't had much screen time up until now. But, so then the ball starts rolling. Peter's savage ass, and by Peter's savage ass, I mean the producer's savage ass, trying to get them ratings, has him call her out, Sydney, in front of everyone, is like, who are you talking about? Instead of just asking her when he was just in the other room with her 5 minutes ago. Shady. But she says, I don't know, like, Alea, maybe you do this? And Alea's like, girl, you know I do this, but what the fuck you opening your mouth for? Why are you talking? So then he walks away, whatever, gives him this whole spiel about how, I hope you're here for me, blah. If you're not, just leave. Then Sydney says how she feels, and Alea's like, I'm not denying it. Girl, everyone knows, you deny it. You deny it the whole time. No, I'm here for love, blah, 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 blah. I do think that she was there for Peter once she got there. I don't think all these girls are like, I'm gonna go find my husband on this show. I think more so they're like, this could lead to a crazy life for me, and maybe I'll also find my husband. let's be real. I would guarantee that probably 20 of the first girls, that's exactly why they signed up for the show. It just is. Now, that's not to say that you can't develop feelings for somebody and your reason or what's that legal word? Modus operandi, your MO, motive, whatever. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Y'all have seen the Law and Order. I think that that can change. You get there and realize, wow, I really do have feelings for this person, or you develop feelings for the Bachelor or Bachelorette, whatever. Do you think her and Peter were really hitting it off? So I felt bad that all of this came in right when we were getting to see what kind of connection they had. So then there's no... After the group date, we go on to the next day. You can tell Alea was pretty torn up about what happened. She wanted to fix it. I would want to fix it too. Everyone would want to fix it. So instead of having a cocktail party before the rose ceremony, they do the pool party. You can tell when Peter gets there, he's in the worst mood. Miss Grumpy Gills. And Alea, she's playing the... I just burped. She's playing the game at this point, figuring out who said what, if anybody else was talking. And she did say in front of all those girls, does anybody else feel this way? And not one person raised their hand. Then as Peter starts asking the girls, more and more starts to roll. And eventually it just kind of is like one of them zits that just comes to a head and you want to pop it. It gets popped all over Alea's face, unfortunately. But one of the things I was ready for, I've been waiting for, I've talked about this in both videos. Victoria talks about how her and Alea know each other outside of this. Victoria is my favorite person on this show. And I felt like the way she said it, she was like, I didn't really think about it whenever she told me, like, or asked me to not tell producers that we're friends or that we know each other outside of this. And then she was like, I've spent maybe 3 hours collectively. You're at Miss USA for a whole week together, backstage, rehearsals. I wouldn't necessarily say that 3 hours sounds right, but I'm sure she hasn't spent an extensive amount of time, and that makes sense. I get it. I do think 3 hours might have been a little bit of an undershot, but I also don't actually know that. So that's just me in my head. You're there for a long time, and I'm pretty sure they went to other things together outside of this in a group, but maybe they have their own little friends in the group, you know, so they weren't really close. The way she went about it, though, was like, I won't lie to you, this is what she asked of me. I wasn't really focused on it, I was focused on us. Great. Good job, Victoria. I feel like you didn't throw under the bus, but you were honest. Nothing can come out later to really come at you, and I admire that in you. Miss Kelsey was one of the first ones to... I think that she's completely fake. She's a different person in front of the camera, blah, 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 blah. And I felt like Kelsey was a little more aggressive with it. And then at the end, she's just like, but that's for you to decide. But that's on you. You can figure it out. Thought that was a little weird. If he can just figure it out, then why'd you tell him everything? But somebody else had something to say too, other than Sydney. Courtney said something about it. Her name's not Courtney. Courtney been gone for a whole minute. Natasha said something and was just like, I don't think that Sydney was wrong in her accusations, but you need to figure that out for yourself. And then somebody else too, I don't remember who, but somebody else also agreed. So then you can see Peter just like freaking out. They have their moment, and the pool party is insane. And then next we have this crazy rose ceremony that stressed me out. So then we have this rose ceremony. You could tell it was going to be intense from the second the little music in the background. The show is incredibly produced, and it was, you could just feel the vibe. I could feel it from my bed watching it, and it was just tense. I knew there was going to be some drama with Alea for this part. Obviously, Victoria P and Sydney, I think, already had a rose. And then Victoria F, I think, had a rose too. Then you have the rest of the girls. First of all, Tammy is the funniest person on this season. If she doesn't get to the end, if she's not Peter's wife, I have all expectations that we're going to see her in paradise. Her one-liners are hilarious. Her attitude is hilarious. Everything she says, I just laugh at. Tammy, I love you. You are the perfect comedic relief for me watching this stressful ass show. Why am I so stressed about it? I don't fucking know, but I am. All the roses happen, you know. Wow, McKenna was freaking the hell out. I forgot about McKenna. I also didn't realize she was only 22. The fact that I'm older than her blows my mind, and she's on the show. But older than her, and here she is, whining and crying, and there's still, the whole roses are left, and she's freaking out. But she ends up getting the last rose. Chris Harrison comes in, Peter has his moment and takes a rose away and says, this is the final rose. You could tell that it was McKenna or Alea. You could tell. The fact that they took one away, I was pretty much like, okay, that's the one Alea would get. Alea's going home. She goes home. There was a clip of a preview that played last week or the week before, and it was somebody walking. It looked like they were walking out of a door. I knew it was Alea. I knew that hair movement. I knew that walk. I just knew it was Alea. As we've seen the previews for next week so Alea gets sent home last night, or whatever, this week. And then the previews happen for later on the show. I don't know if it's next week, the week after. Little Miss Alea comes back. I'm so intrigued at what's about to happen. The previews look like the girls are pissed. Looks like Alea's still gonna get a not so welcoming return. But who knows? That could just be the way it looks. But she definitely, I'm sure she comes back mad as hell. It should be drama filled. I can't wait. They keep having planes in every day, and I'm tired of these mother effing dates with these mother effing planes. I'm over it. I'm so tired of it. There was a plane in the background for Victoria P's one-on-one dinner. There were planes in one of the first days. They keep showing planes in the sky. He's a pilot, and that's really cool. Planes ain't sexy. They're not even cute. The pilot is cute and sexy. I'm tired of seeing these raggedy-ass planes without RX 63500 on the side of it, like it's a name, like a prescription or something. I don't know. But I'm tired of seeing them, so I hope we're done with the planes. It looks like the girls are about to go to Cleveland, so maybe we'll leave. If he flies the plane that takes them to Cleveland, I'm ending it. I'm never watching this show again. But I guess we'll see what happens. I think my standouts are still pretty much the same. I think Kelly's got a good shot at getting to the end, but I don't know. Her attitude last night kind of makes me feel like as this show progresses, she's going to feel less and less comfortable and not want to be there anymore. I don't know that, but that's just kind of the vibe I'm getting, that she's getting over the process. Not over Peter, but over this process. I think Madison's got a great shot to go to the end. I think Hannah Ann. Victoria F is really starting to pull for me. I loved seeing her last week, as you guys know, in the runway. She gets her one-on-one next week with Chase Rice, who she used to date, as the little entertainer for their concert. That should be fun. I know some things about Chase Rice, and he is a freaky-deaky, ladies and gentlemen. A little oddball. I'll just say that. Maybe next week I'll have some more tea on him. We shall see. And then Victoria P for me. I love the clip they showed for, it looks like it's for next week, and she says, me and Peter have the strongest connection, and I love that. It scares me because if she doesn't win, I just know she's going to win. I say win like it's a competition, but you know what I mean. If she's not the one that Peter picks, she's going to be heartbroken, and I can already see that. I also would like to say, I do think it's, who are the other girls to tell Peter who they think are being fake and whatnot? You might be fake to the girls, but if you're not fake with Peter, then why does it matter? It's not, you know, the Bachelor's best friend. It's the Bachelor. Who does he have a connection with? Who does he feel like he could spend the rest of his life with? Unless, you know, if he thinks that the way she's acting towards the girls is unattractive, sure. But you can tell he's clearly attracted to Alea on a deeper level than just face value. So who knows what's going to happen. I am excited to see her come back. I think it'll be a really intense episode. But y'all stay tuned because I'm going to be back here next week. Sorry for the delay on this video. I just had some stuff come up, so we're not posting until today, Wednesday, but it's okay. I'll be back next week. Y'all come chat. As usual, please like this video, share it with your friends if you want. Drop a comment below and tell me what you want to see, if there's anything you want me to talk about specifically. If you want me to change anything, I probably won't. But give me your opinion and I'll respect it. And if it sounds like a good change, I might. You know, I ain't been doing this for very long, so y'all help me out. And if you could please, please, please subscribe. I think we've got like 20 subscribers now, or close to, if not more. So actually more than that. It may be like 30. I don't know, but I love it when you guys subscribe. I get my little email notification. It's the coolest thing. And as usual, I'll see you back next week. Bye, y'all.